Hello, welcome to the Red Boudoir, and in this video I want to talk about beauty will save the world. It's not a poetic notion, now it's a scientific fact. And beauty actually prolongates your life with the idea of neuroaesthetics. And the idea of beauty that is saving the world comes personally from me because I grew up in post-Soviet Union country, Ukraine. And in my childhood, I was surrounded by this. And in Ukraine, we don't have older people who live till 80s, 90s. Yes, usually all those super long living people, they are coming from Portugal or Spain or Italy because they're surrounded by this. And when you grow up in such totally two different worlds, I truly believe that your mental health and your whole life is built differently. But now it's scientifically proven with the new science that have been created recently. Neuroaesthetics is about the importance of art, beauty and creativity for your mental and physical health and even your longevity. Because we are obsessed about our bodies, about our health, gym, but we are not exploring our minds, we're not testing our minds, brain, we're not doing different tests for our brains. And I found interesting article of Dr. Tara, a leading voice in neuroaesthetics, a study that found individuals who engage in the arts even as frequently as once or twice a year have a 14% lower risk of mortality. Those who participate more regularly, such as going to the theater or visiting galleries every few months, benefit from a 31% reduced risk of stress and even death. I grew up in post-Soviet Union country where beauty was judged, underestimated, and it wasn't necessary. People didn't think about the aesthetics of daily life. There was no romanticization of daily life. It wasn't a part of the culture until I moved abroad. But nowadays we think about even small details in a romantic way. Yes, you shouldn't live in a beautiful huge mansion, but you extend gratitude practice to include awe from beauty in the autumn. For example, I was obsessed with red leaves in the autumn. In the spring it was the blossoms, and I really listen out for bird songs. When birds are singing, it signals safety to our ancient brain. Birds wouldn't chirping if predators were around. So your cortisol levels drop, your blood pressure lowers, and it's actually remarkable. You feel so much better when you actually do this silly romanticization of your life. And this is the feel-good chemical cocktail of love, trust, joy and safety. When we're in that state, stress and cortisol naturally take a seat back. But now, maybe a half of population of Ukraine lives with no social life. My father didn't see forest, a big amount of trees or park, maybe 2 years already. My brother didn't see sea, forest, or had a vacation, or have been to a concert or theater for over 2 years because of war. And that's the same for many people in Ukraine. And how do you think it affects them? How do you think they feel? But those exact moments that makes you feel younger, more alive and more grounded. So it's become clear to me that creativity, beauty isn't something I enjoy, it's something I need for my overall well-being, because my father, my brother, my friends in Ukraine who don't have social life, they constantly ill, they constantly sick, even though they continue laughing, they continue having life that they have, they enjoy, they love, but still they don't have that cultural, aesthetical part of social life that is actually necessary for a human. And many people told me that I'm obsessed about beauty around me. My home, my clothing, my hair, my makeup, my lips. Everything must inspire me visually. And some people think that I'm obsessed, but I say save my mental health from chaos. Because, for example, I even can't watch a TV show Office, especially because I've been working in Office when this TV show was popular. So I was working ugly corporate job, and then you go home and watch a movie about the same ugly corporate world that you're living in. And it's like a mental torture. And as for me, when I don't know what to do, where to go, with whom to talk, when I feel stressed, when I feel bad, movies is a form of escapism for me, because I watch only movies aesthetically pleasing. Drama, historical drama inspires me so much that literally I have nothing ugly in my life. I don't want to have nothing aesthetically unpleasing in my life, because it actually is violent for me. And I create my own bubble with such beautiful things and a beautiful cat and beautiful everything. And this bubble is a safe place for me, and I don't want to leave this bubble. People saying to me like, oh, you live in this bubble, it's not real life, you don't see real life. I saw real life. It's ugly, it's horrible as hell, and I will put all my effort into creating my beautiful magical bubble, and I'm not gonna leave it. Never. With my beautiful friends, with my wonderful friends, with my wonderful family. Done. And if it will crumble, it will crumble, and I will put myself together and I will build it again, because I want to live in a world of fairy tale, and we are adult people and we can create this world of fairy tale by our hands. We are not kids anymore who just want to believe in magic. We adult people who create this magic. And I started thinking from a psychological perspective, why escapism is a kind of natural coping mechanism for me when life feels overwhelming, stressful. I love immersing myself in a different world, like a period drama that gives your brain a break. You get this sense of transport, of safety, of order, especially since period dramas often have a predictable structure, and in a way they let you experience a kind of beauty and a slower pace that's often missing in a daily life. So it's a bit of giving yourself a mental vacation. So one big name is Carl Jung. He talked a lot about collective unconsciousness and how we connect to archetypes like beauty or nobility in fantasy worlds. Also, there is Mikhail Csikszentmihalyi, who coined the flow state. He suggested that losing yourself in something like a beautiful story, beautiful art piece, movie gives you the immersive focus that reduces anxiety. Psychologist Mikhail explains that when we become fully absorbed in an experience, we enter a state called flow. In this state, our worries disappear and our attention is completely captured. For me, period drama creates such feeling. I'm floating away. So the flow state is losing yourself in another world, and Mikhail described flow as a mental state where you're fully immersed in activity, you lose track of time, your worries temporarily disappear, and your mind focused and calm. This happens when your mind captures your attention. Watching a pure drama can create a light version of flow because your mind is absorbed in the story. Your imagination enters another world and everyday stress fades into the background. In other words, your brain switches from survival mode to immersion mode. It can be a period drama, books, art, whatever you want. Mikhail discovered something very interesting. Our minds are usually filled with what he called psychic entropy, random worries, stress, obligations, and intrusive thoughts. Flow does the opposite. It creates mental order. When you're watching a beautiful crafted period drama or you're reading a book, the story guides your attention. The visual beauty organizes your perception. The narrative gives emotional meaning. So your mind stops wandering towards stress. And third, the beauty increases immersion. Mikhail also believed aesthetic environment helps to create the flow. Beautiful settings, architecture, costumes, music help the brain to stay engaged. It's like a butter for my brain. A common myth that escapism is bad, a big myth, but Mikhail argued that temporary escape can restore psychological balance. But Mikhail said that temporary escape is good for our irritated brain and consciousness. In a way, for me, it's both meditation and escapism. Very similar. Because period drama gives me kind of mental focus and I don't think about any other troubles. Meditation grounds you in a present moment, like focusing on your breath, while period drama gives you a mindful escape, where your attention is anchored in beautiful, structured world. So another big name, of course, is Carl Jung, and he believed that beauty acts like a bridge between the unconscious and the conscious mind. When we're surrounded by beauty, wherever it's in nature or art or even the elegance of period drama, it calms our chaotic mind. Naturally, what I was just thinking myself. So from psychological angle, beauty often provides a sense of order. Your brains are wired to recognize patterns, symmetry and harmony. In contrast, chaos and disorder create stress because they are overloading our senses. But why do our minds create order? Because, for example, nature is chaos actually. Nature doesn't have an order, it's pure chaos. So why do we need it? Because we are a part of the nature. Why our brain is so hungry for order? Nature is full of unpredictability and patterns that might seem random, but I think the human mind, even though it's part of nature, is wired to seek meaning and predictability in the chaos. It's almost like we impose order so we feel safer. We look for symmetry, for rhythm, for beauty, harmony as a way of creating a sense of balance inside. So even if the outside world is chaotic, our minds crave the calm structure to feel at peace. So does beauty actually cures people? There was a very interesting test. Roger Ulrich Hospital window study in 1984, one of the most famous experiments about the beauty and the healing. The experiment patients recovering from surgery were placed in two types of hospital rooms. First room with a view of trees and second room with the view of a brick wall, and the result was shocking. Patients who saw trees and natural beauty recovered faster, needed less pain medication, had fewer complications. The study showed that visual beauty directly affects the nervous system. This became a foundation for healing architecture in hospitals. Second, the attention restoration theory. The environmental psychologists' research showed that orderly and beautiful environments restore a tired mind. For example, in medieval times, mental illness were treated with violence. Patients were kept in literal dungeons because doctors believed that they don't need fresh air, beautiful room, slow walk on nature, that they need to be put into stress so the evil nature will be kicked out of the body. But in the late 19th century, the idea started to change. When people are mentally exhausted or stressed, their directed attention becomes fatigued. but exposure to environments that are harmonious, aesthetically pleasing, gently engaging, helps the brain recover its cognitive energy. This was tested through nature walks, viewing landscapes, looking at aesthetically pleasing environments. So beauty literally saves the broken brain. Neuroaesthetics is more than aesthetic pursuit. It's a daily commitment to connecting with the world in a way that keeps your brain inspired. Your brain doesn't fully mature until 25, but if you stop learning after that, challenging yourself, it plates. So the key is intentional effort to inspire your brain. With modern AI, Big Brother algorithm, our lives, our brains are automated, they are not inspired. We must engage in neuroplasticity, challenges, learning new things, moving to different country, learning something new, move away from the idea of fixed static brain to a dynamic adaptable organ. I was thinking that maybe I'm not learning anything new because I'm moving from one country to another, I'm adapting to different cultures, and that's already that inspires my brain to move. So it shouldn't be boring, learning Spanish because you just like Spanish. Find something that really inspires you, that drives you crazy, that gives you inspiration for life, and use it to make your brain plastic, inspired. So at the end, I want to say that beauty and creativity are not frivolous, silly, they are fundamental. Is biohacking more important than belonging? Belonging of beauty, creativity aren't separate from science. They are the science of living well. It what makes us unbelievable miracle on this planet. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness, the power to go to space. You people have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. And our knowledge has made us cynical, automatical, AI, algorithmical. Our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, we feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity in modern times. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. We need art, we need nature. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and we all will be lost, and the idea of humanity will be lost. What makes us so special? And don't think that, and with all modern AI technology, we all linger to nature, to something handmade, to something primitive, to something easy and natural, and you think it's been the first time? No, in the 19th century, during the mechanical revolution, romantic leaderships like Lord Byron, they were doing the same because people in 19th century were scared of trains, of electricity, and they were also lingering to nature, to escapism. And we are going through the 4th, 5th mechanical revolution right now, and it's the same happening. We are lingering to nature, we are lingering to art. That's what makes us human, and we are forgetting this because the beauty is the emotion, beauty is the soul, and to reject the beauty is to reject the humanity. And it's not about conventional beauty. No, beauty is subjective, and it's all just in our minds and in our souls. So thank you for this video. I hope I discovered new topics for you, and let me know what do you think about neuroaesthetics. Do you agree with this or no? How does beauty reflect your life? Is it important for you or no? And see you in the next video. Bye.